All right, so we're on page 183. Everybody's got their book open. And we are going to go ahead and start right with number one. This is this assignment is a collection of what we've been doing so far. You get to do some picking and choosing how you want to do these problems. So let's take a look at problem number one. Read it to yourself, please. How would you go about solving this? Michaela, what would you do?
30 divided by 17.
30 divided by 17. So you want to find a unit rate. Might be kind of messy. Come on. Times 10. How about if we start by how are we going to set it up? We got to set these up somehow. And you can set it up as a ratio, or you can set it up using a ratio table. So how about if we start by setting it up as a ratio table? So we're all going to draw that. And our two labels that we need are what? Dakota, give me one label. Dogs, okay. And our second label is students. So what did they tell us about the students and the dogs? Dante? Right off the bat, they told us what? Got your book there, kiddo? Right off the bat, what did they tell us in number one about the dogs and the students? Good, there's 30 students. And how many dogs? They took a survey, didn't they? All right. Based on these results, how many of the 300 students in the school have a dog? So where am I going to put 300 in my ratio table? Jamie? Top or bottom? Not to 300, no, because that's the dogs. I'm going to put the students down here, right there. Dakota? Good. What could I... Oh, it looks to me like we could go directly to it, couldn't we? No bunny hops. Very good. So we're just going to multiply by 10. Well, then I have to do the same thing here. So 17 times 10 is? So if I surveyed 300 students, we would expect that 170 of them, thereabouts, have dogs. Okay? So that's one way you can do it. The other way is this. It's with an imaginary ratio table. Yep, we're going to do this one too. And it's going to look like this. So every problem, if you choose to do it like this, is going to look like this to start with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the numbers. Did you notice it doesn't make any difference whether I put dogs on top or students on top? So just to prove that, I'm going to do it the opposite way. So I'm going to put the 300 here, and we are going to put the label because the labels are very important. Whoopsie, sorry about that. Good thing you're here to keep me honest. And then they told me I had what? I'm surveying, or I'm actually going to survey 300 students, or I might. Where does that 300 go? Top or bottom? Goes on the top. Well, now that looks very much like fractions, doesn't it? Notice that your labels have to agree. Would you do anything different? No. You'd say, oh, multiply by 10, multiply by 10, and there would be my answer. Please make sure that you box in your answers. Okay. How we doing? Okay. All right. So let's try number let's try number 6. We're going to just skip around here a bit. Let's try number 6. We're going to do it both ways. When you actually do the assignment, you get to choose which you would like to do. Should see pencil in hand there. Thank you. Okay, what are your 2 labels for number 6? Trent, give me 1 label. Trent, give me 1 label, hon. Kiana? For number 6, I don't think so, hon. Number 6. Zach? DVDs. Okay, I'll put that up here. Trent, what's the other label? Nate spent what? Dollars. Good. So there's going to be your other label. All right. Nate spent $28. Where does that go? Itzel, top or bottom? Bottom. Very good. On 2 DVDs. Madison, where's that go? Top. At this rate. Anytime they say at this rate, they're looking for a ratio, or they're looking for you to use a ratio table. At this rate, how much would 5 DVDs cost? James, where should I put the 5? On the top, because it's a DVD. So here's what I don't know. Okay, what do you see that we could do? Remember, this is a thing where you get to play with numbers. You get to do some different things. Michaela, what do you see?
2 times 5 divided by 2.
2 times 5, which is 10. And then she divided it by 2. Huh, very good. Then I'm going to have to do the same thing here. Calculator's awake? Might be a good one to use it for. So what am I going to do to 28? Take it times 5. And then when I get my answer, what am I going to do? Divide it by 2. So what was 28 times 5? 140. And then when I divide that by 2, I get, Alex? 70. And I need to box my answer in. Now, before you move on, make your answers make sense. What I want you to notice is right here, I'm going to compare this number to this number. A lot smaller, isn't it, than this one? The same thing should be true over here. This number should be a lot smaller than what I got here. Okay? By the way, did anybody see anything else you could have done besides what she recommended? You could have divided this by 2. Okay. Divided by 2, you would have gotten 1, then times 5. Divide by 2, you would have gotten 14, maybe, and then you would have multiplied by 5. And if you take 14 times 5, you should get 70. That's right, that would be the unit rate, wouldn't it? Very good. Okay, did anybody see anything else? Why did it do that, I wonder?
Because you have one thing connected to your computer's running that instead of your dot cam.
Okay. Okay. Anybody see anything else we could have done? Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing. Because I want you to understand there's lots of options. Calculators should be sleeping, shouldn't they? Yes, they should. What does sleeping look like? No, don't you dare put the cover on it. Turn it upside down. Look at here. What did you do to get from 2 to 28? Times 14. Could I also have taken 5 and multiplied it by 14? I could. So look at all those different options. Those are all available to you. Okay. All right. Ready? Here's the next thing. We're going to do it another way. 2 lines, the equal sign in between. And let's go ahead, and everybody's writing this down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 2, and the label for the 2 would be DVDs. And the 28, and that would be dollars. And then what would go over here? 5. Okay. If you like the ratio tables, which they are kind of nice when you're doing bunny hops to get to your answer, use it. If not, you know, if you can look at this and say, oh gosh, I multiplied that by 14, I better take this times 14. Go with that. Okay? Questions? All right. You get to choose today. Your assignment is page 183. I would like you to do 4 through 10 and 21 through 23. 4 through 10 and 21 through 23. Do it right on this paper.